You are about to experience the result of hard work and dedication from the City of Champions, Cleveland's own, 90th's finest. Self-made, hard-working entrepreneurs, unequivocally raw, no holds barred. This is Epiphany Media.
Hey, what a nice logo that was at the end of that intro.
It's always good to see that logo. Oh,
What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Epiphany Media, the Epiphany Media Podcast. I think the name, that's what we're going with still.
Epiphany Media Podcast. I mean, basically a lazy way of saying that we can't name our own show.
And then, y'all look, now, you know what's funny is we're having trouble naming a bunch of stuff that's going on uh, in the company right now. We just can't get names right, man. So I think it's appropriate right now, you know? I think it's appropriate. But yeah, man, come on in. Welcome to another episode. Um, Mita, Angel, thanks for joining us early. Um, the Mita said, I hate rejection. This is a great topic. Um, yeah, man. This doesn't have anything to do with the ladies that was on before us, you know. The lady that's on the same network. The time slot right before us, our lead-ins. They were talking about relationship stuff and being softer in your relationship, being a softer man, being a softer woman, all that good stuff. So if you haven't seen that, go check them out
I don't even
after
sound
our
right.
show.
I don't even sound
You,
right. Like,
you gotta
why would I want to? Nah.
you gotta check it out. That was something I brought up in regards to. I'm like, y'all might want to change the verbiage because as soon as the dude here, you want me to be soft? What? Like, I'm ready to throw it off. So you got to go check it out and see how they responded. After our show, of course. So thanks for tuning in and welcome, welcome. Let me see. So yeah, man. So we're talking rejection today. Different types of rejection. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna dive into different categories uh, and just see how we respond to it, how you guys respond to rejection. Um, is there a healthier way that we all could respond? You know what I'm saying? Uh, do one of us got the key to rejection? No, no, it might be me.
You said the key
Just
to rejection.
yeah, well, like the key to you know not letting rejection, like not letting it be personal or whatever. Just the key to how to handle it. I guess is what I'm saying. Not the key to rejection, but the key to how to handle rejection. So of course we want you guys in the comments to go along with this. So if you guys have any, we already got people saying that they hate rejection. So if you have any specific area, I don't know what word I said first, specific area of rejection that you want to talk about, or that you hate the most or have the most difficult with, definitely put it in the comments, and we want to dive into some of those. Um, but yeah, man. Uh, in general, let's start out in general, like just rejection as a whole. I think we all agree that like rejection sucks, like just as a whole, whether it's from a relationship, whether it's from shit, not even being in a relationship, just like talking to somebody. Sometimes that initial rejection, like what the fuck, like what is happening? Um,
Look, I remember I had a girl. I told her, yeah, yeah, I'm dating, and she blocked me after that. It was over with.
she blocked you for saying that she was dating. Hey, if you dating, what were you reaching out to her for?
So I'm saying like dating, she, when you're dating, you can date exclusively, you can date multiple people. That's what I was talking about. I said I'm
For
dating, like, and
for the record,
look, look, and I
for
just
wait.
look, I had just met that person. So
For the record, I knew exactly what you was talking about, but I remember having this discussion on the show in regards to different definition of dating when it comes to men and women. So I was just giving you a hard time, but I knew exactly what you were talking about. Right. But women can date though, you know what I'm saying? Women can date around, have multiple guys taking her out, whining and downing her, but I'm dating people out here. Clutches pearls. Oh, I can't, what are you doing talking to me if you're dating? You know what I'm saying? That's another story. That's
like,
another
I
story.
don't know you. Like,
Yeah.
just met you. What are you talking about?
That's funny. So let me see. So Demetra said, she said, why are y'all specifically pointing towards the men? Women also face rejection.
Well, we ain't talking. I
First
mean,
off, we're not specifically talking about men, but we are men, and we can't just assume how women deal with rejection. First off, secondly, women face rejection. Of course, everybody does, but not nearly as much as men, and not nearly as early as men do. That's a scientific fact. I refuse to believe anything other than that. Like impossible. Women deal with different societal pressures earlier than men do, or whatever the case is, but rejection, not a chance.
yeah, that's why I will say that men are better at rejection and relationships and dating than women. It's just
Because
it
we
comes
got
with
practice.
territory.
Oh, plenty of practice, man. Plenty of practice. The same way women have a easier time saying no to men, like no to dating, or I don't want to talk to you, because guys been trying to talk to them since they was 12 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like young kids, like guys are always trying to talk to you. And you had to turn them down. You got all that experience, you know what I'm saying, of turning men down. You know what I'm saying? Now you guys are turning men down, like I just said. So who's being rejected early? The men, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that women of course get rejected for different things, and look, and that's why when women get rejected when it comes to like relationship or like if a woman want to talk to a dude and he's like, nah, I'm cool. Like, well, they don't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have that skill. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that. They don't have that work built up, man. They don't have that work built up. So we're not just talking about men, but we are men giving our point of view on men stuff. But yeah, of course, women receive rejection in many different phases, just like everybody does. It's all the same. Angel said, not getting picked for a job. Absolutely. We definitely want to touch on that because, man, that can be a difficult form of rejection for sure.
Especially when you say I'm perfect for the position. Like I like the atmosphere of this place, and then like, 2 weeks later you get no phone. Like, they don't even say like we're not interested in you anymore. Like you just
every once
never
in a
hear from
while,
them.
every once in a while, you get a letter. Like companies will send out a letter, or what I had one time with me is like they're like, oh no, if you're not picked, you'll receive a letter. You know what I'm saying? Or if you are picked, clearly with a call. So I never got a letter. So I'm just like, maybe there's still a chance then. To this day, I never received a letter. So technically, I'm still on the list. Is what I'm going with. I'm technically still on the list.
Yeah, but it really be the worst when you really need a job. Like when you really need, some income coming in and you can't find anything. Not to now, in these times, jobs are jobs are plentiful.
Yeah, if you get rejected now, you just something about you. Like if you get rejected now, man, you missing something in your life. You're missing some kind of development, something, man. You can't get a job now.
All you got to do is
Andrew,
go to the. I would
yeah,
say
just
all you got to
show
do is
up.
go to the interview. Shit.
Like, man, we hired on the spot. Like, man, you showed up. Oh, this job is all yours. Angel said she should have appreciated your honesty versus lying. That's true. None worse than finding out later that I've been dating.
Yeah, because you like, y'all be dating, and then when she call yourself really liking you, and then she found out that y'all not exclusive. Oh, you'll be sick, like,
Yeah,
'cause you in too deep at that point.
exactly. So yeah, I agree. And sometimes you just gotta appreciate the honesty. And if it's not for her, that's cool. But you don't gotta like, oh, I can't believe you. Now I'm gonna block you forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, thanks for being honest. Demeter said, when I get rejected, I immediately get offended. Yeah, because you don't know how to deal with it. Because you're a woman. Women don't know how to deal with uh, rejection. I'm assuming you're not talking about a
I don't know what happened. Am I still on? I have no idea.
I got it. All right, audio. I got you. I got it.
Technical difficulties happen, you know.
All that talking, y'all couldn't even hear me. But, um. Anyway, uh, like I said, women, guys have that built up, saying immunity, if you want to call it that. Um, saying that women don't have because they don't get rejected as early. Like guys just deal with it at an earlier point than most women do. Um, and generally speaking, of course, everybody got their own, personalized, whatever. Everybody had their own issues or whatever. But generally, guys have that layer of skin built up. But that's not to say that it doesn't affect men. That's why men be cussing women out like after they get rejected. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's cool. I've never did it, but you know, sometimes it's still you still hit a weak point. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be hurt.
Super hurt.
I honestly, it came to a point where I just think it's funny. It's just funny. Like I don't be like be tripping at all.
Let me see. Angel said, "What's the worst thing a woman has ever said to you when rejecting you?" uh,
Oh, uh, I
no,
literally have no idea.
man, I had some bad ones, man. I don't know if I said this one on the, I don't know if I said this one on the show or not, but like doing some like online date on one of the websites or whatever, and I think I hit a girl up, yeah, I'm just trying to see what's up, whatever I said, whatever. I'm sure it's some corny line or whatever I said. It was genuine though, and I think she said something like, I used to have a quote down, man. I'm like, nigga, this shit is so harsh that I was going to remember it. That's how bad it was. It was something like, she was like, "Come on now." I like to imagine she was like being boisterous. Like, come on now. Like, look at me and then look at you. Like, come on now.
Oh, she said that.
Yes, that's what she said. Like, come on now. Look at me and then look at you. Like, come on now. And I was like, God damn. All right, shit. That's pretty. I'm gonna remember that one. That's pretty good.
But hey, but look, just imagine if men did that. Like, hey, look at me and look at you. Think I want to talk to you?
Hurt,
Hurt for life.
hurt. Yeah, like that's when she get married years later. Now her husband got to deal with that one rejection that happened, long ago. Like she'll never get over that. You can't think of the worst thing a woman ever said when rejecting you.
Yeah. I really can't because I mean, I'm sure it's been some harsh things, but nothing that I really cared about.
I can't think of a lot, but I know that one stood out, man. That one, I was like, I'm gonna fucking remember this one. That shit was tough. Demeter said, men turn down women. Men turn women down also. Yeah, but it's just not at a higher rate. Because women, like we've been talking about this before about how women feel. Some women, generalizing, of course, like they don't approach men, like they just don't do it. So that alone, what I'm saying, multiplies the amount of times that a man would get rejected because they are the ones that has to initiate conversation. Um, like in that way, like so, like already we're talking about, you know, 2, 3, 4 times the rejection. You know what I'm saying, for men versus women. I'm not saying it don't happen. Of course it does, but oof. And every time it do, it's a big deal because women are stunned every time.
Look, you got to think about it. For a woman, got to have supreme confidence in herself to be able to come up to you, and start talking to you. And we're talking about some women that are scared to come out the house with makeup on.
Mm.
So it's really hard for them to
That's
come
true.
up to you and talk to you. So if you turn them down, like You like we turn them down. I feel like y'all just broke up. Like the amount of emotion
Oh, for sure.
that is coming from them, man.
It's funny.
Hey, it feels good when a woman come up to you and you actually like find her
Dude,
attractive.
it's the best. Dude, that's one of the best feelings ever. I think I've only had it a very few times where like a woman like actually approached me or put the fillers out. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, everybody knew before I knew. You know what I'm saying? It was like a whisper going through the school. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, there's a girl looking for you. You know how people be playing, so you thinking like, oh, you're lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all talking about? And then when it actually becomes true, like that feeling for a man, because it doesn't happen often, is great. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Angel said, I got told after I accepted the position that I was actually not picked, and someone else, sorry, let me put it on the screen, someone else was, but they turned it down, so I was a second choice. That's a sucky feeling. That's pretty tough.
It is, but you
That's
still got the job though.
yeah, and especially if it was a job that you actually wanted. Sometimes you just gotta. I never had that before, so I don't know.
Like if you had a choice to draft Michael Jordan or LeBron James, most people going with Jordan. But the second choice is still a good choice.
It's a great choice, though. It's a good way of looking at it. I don't know. I don't know if she feels the same way, but that's a good. That's a good analogy. Um, but then you just. I don't know. Angel, did you take it personally? Like, did you hate the company that you work for because of that? Like, did you like whoever your supervisor is or whoever the hiring manager is at the time? Like, I hate them forever. I'm still gonna do my job. I need the money, but I hate that person forever. Like, did you take it personal? Because I might have took it personal. I never had that happen, but I would have been trying to prove people wrong um, at every turn, man. And I would bring it up, like, man, not you know how Lamar Jackson. You guys in the comments might not know, but you know how ever since they're talking about Lamar Jackson should be a running back. So they be like, so every time we do something good, like, not bad for a running back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, not a bad game for a running back. That would be not bad for the second choice, huh? Every turn, making sure people knew it.
I'll be like, yeah, y'all give me the second best office too.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. Let me see. Regina, thanks for joining us. Regina said, yes, rejection definitely makes me want to pull back and be reserved. Of course. If it don't, I was going to say that. It depends on what kind of rejection, or for me, I'll say it depends on what I'm being rejected from. Some stuff, like, I just, hey, I'll figure it out. But then some stuff is like, you know, shit, that's pretty difficult. How do we, what do we do now? You know what I'm saying? That type of a thing. But it's not always like that. Not for me personally. What about for you? Like, how do you handle rejection in general? Not necessarily about women, but just
Right.
your idea of rejection. How do you handle it?
I mean, it sucks depending on the scenario, especially if it's something that I really wanted. If it's a job I really wanted or a business opportunity I really wanted. But you know, the first two times is the times where it hurt the worst. Like, damn, like I really wanted her, or I really wanted that job, or I really wanted that business opportunity. But then as it happens more and more, it's like, on to the next one. I don't even think about it anymore. Whereas
So you
I used to dwell on it like, man, I'm never shopping there again. I'm never eating there again. You know what I'm saying? I'm never, you know what I'm saying? I'm deleting her off out of my all socials on my MySpace. I'm talking a long, long time ago. Just to be clear. But yeah, man. Like
so you don't take it personal.
anymore, no. But when I was first getting rejected, then yeah, I took that shit personal.
I think that's common. Oh, excuse me. I think that's common because you don't know. You gotta. It takes time to build up that layer
And,
of skin or whatever.
and you know what's crazy? Like a business opportunity, come around and we whatever get rejected, right? But the crazy part, that same opportunity could come back around, and now we accept
Good.
it. You know what
Now,
I'm saying? It just wasn't our time. They wasn't feeling us at the time, but now, you know what I'm saying? They want to fuck with it. So it, that's why I try not to dwell on it so much, and hold so much anger or whatever towards stuff like that, because you never know. Because you can block your blessing doing
well, shit.
that.
Shit might be blocked. Then I was gonna say, since you brought up business, now I too. I'm sure when I was younger, I did, but I was talking about my journey of the who cares method as a younger kid or whatever. So my rejection shield or whatever was built probably earlier than most guys or whatever. Um, Boy, that business shit though, I take it personal to this day, every single time, at least for a while. You know what I'm saying? Now, some stuff are out of convenience or it's an essential thing, so you can't just be ridiculous. But boy, every time I go, I have a little grief in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can't like y'all didn't want to help kids. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, just flipping out a little bit. Personally, or I'm sorry, I try not to take it personal. I don't take any rejection personal, unless it is something like specifically to do with me, like, and I'm in control of it, or when it comes to the business, because I don't want to block no blood. Because don't block my business from doing something that's positive for the community. I don't figure deal you for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel you for that. You know what I'm saying? But everything else, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to a job, um, hey, it's not that I'll find it's plenty of I'll find a job. I'm qualified for so much stuff. This is my mentality. I'll find a job. There's literally a billion other women. You know what I'm saying? I'll find a like so that part never hindered me. You know what I'm saying? That message I was just talking about, the, that's good though. She's like, come on now, come on, look at me, and then, then look at you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just take a person. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, I'm gonna have to remember that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't take it personal. But um, unless it's something specifically, it's something that I do, then I'll take it personal. Or something to do with my business. Then I will take those things personal, but nothing else for sure. Uh, Go ahead. You about to say something?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
So Angel shared what's the worst thing I'm assuming a man said to her. If you guys want to share that, sensitive information, like whatever your worst rejection, whether it's from a guy that you wanted to talk to, or if it was a job, like they told you why they didn't hire you, wherever the case was, feel free to share. But Angel said that hers, I guess the worst thing that the guy said to her was, "I don't date big girls." That's I don't even think that's that bad, personally. I don't think it's that bad.
I mean, he just had a preference, I guess. I mean,
Preference, yeah. But when women reject, man, they don't know how to stop. Like, just say no or something. Like you don't gotta, nigga, look at your shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta go in. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just say no. You know what I'm saying?
look,
Like, you can't tell me her preference was nice shoes. Maybe it was. I don't know.
look, I've been at the bar, and you know, one of my friends I was with, he tried to talk to the girl, and she looked him up and down, and then she looked at his shoes and just laughed and just
Yeah, it's
walked
women.
off. I ain't even say a
Yeah.
word. Just looked at his shoes and walked off. Like, damn.
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, man. Like, It's disrespectful, man.
Did I see? I can't remember
That's
if I
funny,
sent you that
man.
video and the girl
That's
she told the
funny.
dude she was like, yeah, I want to fuck you tonight, and he said, no, I'm a pass.
No, I'm good. Yeah. You see her face though? She's about to commit. She's gonna go home and commit, man. Yeah, no, exactly. And all the women was on her side, like, oh, she had enough courage to go talk to him and this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, maybe that is effort, I guess. Like she
I don't
showed up
know.
and
What's up?
said
Like,
something, but why
look,
would
I'm
that
gonna
be
tell you this:
special?
if a woman come up to me offering sex, all like, and this is the first words coming out your mouth, like
Yeah.
I'm good because that's weird.
You good for yeah.
Like it's like
Con-
when you
It is.
I think you got something when you come up
It
to
is.
me like that.
But you trying to set me up? It is weird, but guys do it to women all the time, or I'm assuming, I don't know. It seems like that's the thing. Like guys do it to women, and then women are always rejecting, or guys be the most aggressive. So um, I guess that's the turnaround, the other side of it, I guess.
But like I said, it depends on the approach. I remember I was at the club. I seen her. We locked eyes or whatever. I looked down at my phone. I look up. She was in my face, right?
That's
And she was
sweet.
and she was like,
Okay.
yeah. She said, "I saw you looking at me. So I know that means that you wanted to talk to me." Like that's a great opener. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So far, so good.
Then you got the ones that don't know what to say, so they just play on your phone, like act like they just typing on your phone and was typing on your screen and shit.
Or like we said before, the women that just sit there and they just look at you, look at them, but they just won't say nothing.
Yeah, they
They just
want you.
look at
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Let me see. Regina said, I had a man come up to me at the bar and say, "Oh my God, I never seen anyone have a beautiful smile as much as you. I'm going to be a dentist." That's not even the funny part. That's not even the part of the story, but that's just funny. Like this nigga, like I love teeth so much that when I see a nice smile, I got to come say something. That's weird. I'm going to be a dentist. I'm definitely not hitting on you. Oh damn! Now wait. This nigga said, I'm definitely not hitting on you, but I just want to let you know that you have nice teeth because I'm going to be a dentist. That's very weird. She said, I'm fine. You're not my type anyway. He could have just said I had a nice smile, but went the extra point to point.
Hey, now if he wouldn't have said, I'm definitely not hitting on you,
Uh,
you would have let him talk to you, I think. But since he rejected you early in the conversation,
uh,
he said, "You're not my type anyway."
now, Regina, be honest. If he hadn't added that extra part, he was like, "Man, you have the best smile of anyone I've ever seen. I'm going to be a dentist, so your smile stood out to me." If he didn't add the last part, would you have talked to him? And be honest, because if the answer is yes, then you lie. You're like, my type anyway. But that was just because he rejected you. Like you made it clear, like I'm not trying to talk to you, but your smile is nice. Be honest. um, Angel said, "I have a history a history of excelling when that happens. Some of the same with exes. They regret the bad thing later because they realize, yeah, man, that's why I don't take it personal. Like, then all right, now I got to show you better than I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have had a great thing, whether it's with another person or a job. Like, we could have had a great, 10 year. I could have worked here and made lots of money for you or whatever. Um, we could have had a beautiful relationship forever, whatever the case is. But clearly, that's not something that you wanted. So I'll show you. Sorry, I'll show you. Ebony J said, rejection from strangers don't bother me much. It typically motivates me to make my own opportunities. Rejection from close people made me want to be more reserved. Oh
Yeah,
no.
you opening up to someone. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no.
They just crush you.
See, look, but having your own business, having your own thing, and looking for your immediate surroundings for help and support, to help you build that layer up to the point where you know. I seen this lady was talking about um, how personal and we've taken or like our families not supporting us in the way that we felt like they should, or the way that we would support our family if they was doing something entrepreneurial. um, and but she was like, they're not even your audience. Like, don't even let it bother you, because they're not your audience. You know what I'm saying? Make the stuff for your audience. Your audience is
Right.
going to be the people that love you. Your audience is going to be the ones that support you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it would be nice, you know what I'm saying, for your family, but they're not even your audience, so don't even worry about that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? In other words, don't take it personal. And, that's something that we learned, through the process.
But at,
I
but
remember,
at the beginning, it was hard
oh,
as
yeah, it takes
fuck.
time. I remember you said something about, I forgot, somebody in your family, like, yeah, you still do your little show? You still
Uh,
do your,
Oh yeah, we
your,
was
your
at a
little show?
funeral. We was at a funeral and shit, and of course it was a black woman who said that shit. So you know what it.
When they
Already
say
know what.
little.
What the fuck?
Black
Like
women,
first
when
of
they say
all,
little.
look. First of all, I ain't see you in years, and then you say little. I don't even like. I don't even know if we was Facebook friends or I don't even know. So how would she even know? That's how I let you know that people just be talking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't even They don't even phase me no more at this point. But like you say, at first though, of course, like why wouldn't you? I'm doing something positive. Why wouldn't you support me? But then I was like, you do, you don't. That's cool.
Now, now, if I would have said you still drinking the fifth every night, like, then I would be wrong, right? Then I would be wrong.
Yeah, man. Every Sunday, you still drinking? Yeah, that would. Yeah, that would have. Yeah, that wouldn't have went over well. Your parents would have been on your heels. Like, I can't believe you said that. Why would you say that to them? Respect your elders.
uh,
Oh man.
shit. But hey, but this literally happened yesterday. Somebody was like, I was like, oh yeah, my couple, we had a 5K in the summer, and and she was like, well, was it successful? Like, I didn't know how to, like, I didn't know how to take that. Like,
uh,
I almost cracked under pressure. I said, yes, it was. Then I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, you got an iPhone? You know what I'm saying? Could you go on, Apple Podcasts, looking for a podcast? She was like, oh no, I don't have an iPhone. I'm like, damn. What? I'm like, whoop, that's a good thing. Cause you got Google Podcasts. You can get that shit. Then I'm like,
man.
look, oh, this was a bowling event that we had. Then I showed her the video from the 5K. Then then I was like, oh, I was on this TV shit right here. I turned it in. I'm just
Start
stunning on you.
capping. Yeah. Oh man, people kill me, man. People kill me sometimes. Uh, People kill me sometimes. I'm trying to get caught up to the comments, man, so we can be on the same accord. I know we way behind because of the computer freezing. Um, Angel said, she said, oh, okay. She said, I think it comes down to confidence in yourself and not allowing others to have a say so on how you feel about yourself. Of course, it's called self esteem for a reason. Like, it comes within self. Like, you are in control of that. How high you are on yourself is made by yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you have low self esteem, now I get it. Sometimes there are like mental issues or whatever that affects that or whatever. But if you don't have those mental issues or whatever, there's no reason you shouldn't have high self esteem. I'm not saying that you got to be, you know, ridiculous or whatever, but you should be confident in the stuff that you know that you can do well. I had a thing in my job recently where like we was doing like inspections and a lady was like She was trying to, long story short, she was trying to tell me that I didn't do something that I know I did, and I wasn't going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to tell me that I didn't. I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did it. So you're not going to tell me that I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll go back and forth, and we can take it up to a higher level if that's the case. But you're not going to tell me. This is what I do. This is your first inspection. This is something I do every day. Like, trust me, I know what I do, and I did it. So don't tell me I didn't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that created like an issue, or whatever. But there's no reason you shouldn't have high self-esteem in the areas that you know for a fact that you are good in. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I can't sing, so I don't have high self-esteem. Or I don't have like a high esteem of myself when it comes to singing, because that would be absurd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to XYZ, I know for a fact that those are the things I do. Of course, my esteem is going to be high. You know what I'm saying? Of course, every single time, every time. So, Angel, I agree with you. It does come down to self-confidence, but you are in control of that. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something like medically preventing you from like achieving that. Otherwise, it's on you, man. It's all on you. Self-esteem. It's all by yourself. Regina said, I take it personal every time. Every time. I take it personal every time, too. It's hard to shake. Yeah, man. When it comes to business, I take it personal every single time. Every rejection, like I say, even if it's just for a while, it might not be forever, but man, I stopped going there for a little bit. Angel said, "Did someone talk smack about your shoes?" I don't think. I had a dude talk about my shoes once. That's a long story. Like, I got into like it wasn't a brawl. I kind of got jumped at the like leaving the Jay-Z concert downtown one year. Now it started from a nigga talking about my shoes. I don't think I had a woman. I don't think I had a woman say nothing about my shoes. I don't think so.
Oh,
I can't remember.
you know what? You just reminded me. Because earlier you asked me, like, what was the worst, rejection that you ever had, whatever.
Mhm.
I couldn't think of shit. Um, but I remember being in at summer school, right? And the baddest one in the class. Like, of course, everybody want to talk to her. So
Everybody.
I remember I tried to talk to her, whatever. That didn't go over well. But somebody asked her, like, yeah, why you don't want to talk to him? And she said, he's like, he wore the same 5 outfits every week.
Ooh, damn.
Killed my soul.
Damn.
That's why today I got a whole bunch of shit. Because
Hey,
that's a core memory.
hey. Look, so this wasn't necessarily. That's funny. Like, this wasn't necessarily like something said to me, but it was said around me. So, like, to this day, this is the reason I do it. So, like, I never forget. I was in music class in middle school, so probably like maybe 7th grade or something, maybe 6th grade, and there's a group, all the bad chicks all sit sit together. And they was talking about some other person, some other guy, and she's like, yeah, like his lips be dry all the time. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, how is his lips so dry? Like, I immediately, to this day, like, no LL Cool J, no whatever you want to call it. You can pause it, whatever. But I lick my lips all the time to this day because of that. That was in middle school. Middle school. I'm not even kidding. Like, and it wasn't even said to me, so it wasn't. But I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna sort of jot that note down to myself.
Hey,
Man,
that was a valuable lesson, even though it
dude,
wasn't about you.
to this day, to this day.
I know you seen what Kevin Hart was talking about Ernie Johnson lips and talking about his lips. like chapped dry. That nigga went and took a sip of water. He said, like he taking a sip of water uncomfortably.
Look, yeah, look. It's a like you said, it's a valuable lesson, man. It wasn't even aimed at me, but I learned from it though, which is important. Like, you know, you don't always got to go through the trial and tribulations, but somebody else can do it. Somebody else can do it, and you know, you learn from their mistakes. You don't always got to put your feet on the fire, man. That's funny.
Hmm.
Let me see. Regina said, so our earlier question about what she had talked to the guy, she said, no, he wasn't my type. I would have just said thanks and went on. He just seemed like a stubby, egotistical college kid. So, no. But he did smell good, though. He did smell good, yeah.
He
I
had
don't
you
know.
choosing at first.
I don't know, Regina. He was like, man, all the free dental work. I don't know. Virginia, you do got a very nice smile. I'm sure, like Angel said, that's something that you hear all the time. Angel said, did you ever cry from any rejection? I don't think so, man. Now, look. Now, rejection, two types, to Angel's question. Two types of rejection that we haven't covered is like a relationship rejection, which is called a breakup. You know what I'm saying? Like one person saying, I don't want to be with you anymore. That's a breakup. And the
Well,
other
okay.
is, I was saying, and then the other would be like rejection from a job, not in the interview process, but that's also called firing. Like we haven't talked about those two rejections. So, Angel, when you say, have you ever cried from rejection? My answer would be yes, then, you know what I'm saying? But not from not being able to talk to a girl, but from like end of a relationship. Never from end of a job, though. You ever cried from rejection of any type?
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
You don't want to deal with me no more. Looking like a bitch. Like if I could if I could like have recorded myself in that much, and I just look back at it to just remind myself. I don't never want to be like that again.
It's the worst. I get what you're saying. I agree with you. That's the worst reminder because what you gonna remind yourself not to cry or not to look like a. No wait, you trying to in front of her? Oh, well, that's different. Yeah. You should remind yourself not to cry in front of her. Yeah, yeah. I thought you was. I mean, you know, relationships happen and crying happens. Like, you know, not in front. You don't cry in front of
Like
her.
why was I doing that shit? Like
Yeah, no,
I
you
don't
don't.
know.
No, no, no,
I don't know, man. Like
no.
I
You
was just
don't
some
give her
wild
that.
times, huh?
Well, no, you don't. I said no. You don't. You don't give her that, man. Oh, you can't give her that. Oh no, I feel bad for you. I feel like I feel bad. Like, oh
Hey,
no, you don't not in
usually
front of
niggas
her.
say, he gonna cry in the car. Like I
Yeah,
couldn't make it
yeah.
too
Oh
far.
yeah, you cry in the car, man. You don't not in front of her.
I
Damn.
couldn't make it. I was
Oof.
hurt about some bullshit. In retrospect, I was hurt about some bull. Like I I should have been crying. I should have been mad at myself and crying at myself for just being stupid as hell.
Man, or the tears of joy, the Rick Ross. What did I do to deserve this?
That too. Nigga, since then, any breakup, shit, no tears.
uh, you just,
Now
that's
I
what I
wouldn't
thought you
say
were
I
about to
wouldn't say
say.
I want to be super salty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because but crying, I don't know about.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like I wouldn't if you was gonna say I would remind myself not to cry. I don't know if I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with crying. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah, all that stuff. Like, but not in front of her, and then yeah. I mean, you want to be able to get that raw emotion out. So sometimes they come out in the form of. So I don't think nothing wrong with crying or whatever, but so I wouldn't remind myself not to cry. But in your case, I would absolutely remind myself not to cry in front of her. Nigga, you gotta get out of there, dog. You gotta get out of there, man.
I,
Shit,
yeah, I
I
wouldn't
never
like
had
with me.
that.
Yeah, it ain't no remind. I just like I'll be super salty though. Super. What like the feeling you get before you cry, but I wouldn't cry.
Oh, then you just leave when you get that when your tear ducts are like, hey, I ain't worked out in a minute, but I'm stretching. You got to get out of there, man. Out of there. Oh no. Oh no. You got to get out. You got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Woo.
Hey, but I never cried about being fired though. Like never.
Yeah. No.
The only time I was super remember
Uh,
that remember that time stand over there on Coventry and I had got can. And I was
you
salty,
made a
super.
show about it. You made a whole
Yeah,
show about it. Of course I remember.
I was sorry. I was super sorry that day because I'm like, damn, I live it on my own now. I gotta pay rent. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? I was super, and I never paid rent after that apartment.
blessings.
And I was staying there for at least 8 more months after that, rent
So
free.
this so this so this is my favorite when I was going through my job change stuff a little bit ago, and I this is like my favorite meme about it. Oh man, this is how I be feeling. If I only got fired once, I think, but this is how I was feeling though. Like man, we'll figure it out. No worries.
Like you got
No
fired
worries.
once. I don't know how many times I got fired. I lost count.
One hilarious. Once for sure, and then maybe twice, but I don't quite remember. But definitely once for sure. For
Look,
sure.
the last time I got fired, like nigga, the manager who fired me, I don't know if I don't know if he came in early to fire me that day or whatever, but he had left, right after he fired me, and I seen him,
Hilarious.
and I was just laughing, like I'm like, hey, I locked my keys in the car, but I was just laughing. I wasn't even concerned about this game. The nigga who fired me, I wasn't even concerned about that shit. Didn't even phase me. I ain't even care.
Hey, I never cried from a fire for sure.
I remember my
I don't
first
even.
fire.
What's your first fighter?
When I was working at the grocery store. First,
Oh, was it? That's what I thought it was the girl. I thought so. Yeah, that's funny.
uh,
Oh, nigga, you you was a criminal. You was a real life criminal. I would have been a little bit nervous in your position.
no,
I
no,
would have been a little nervous.
I was, but luckily I had enough hours on them paychecks to.
Make
I
it
want
back.
look. I wanted today. It was like, yeah, we're gonna have him work this many hours so he can pay us back the money that he owed. That's probably what it was. Because it was, I don't think I had any money left over for those last two checks.
Yeah, we got to get our get backs.
I
That's the
think it
only
was
thing I can
like
think of.
it had to be like 6, 7, 8, $900 worth
Oh, that's crazy,
of
man.
gas.
That's crazy.
Like in today's times, I'm going down.
Oh, you going down?
But dude was like, you're young, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Allow this not to be, on your record and shit. Nigga was like,
Okay, so
huh?
yeah, go ahead, my bad, go ahead.
He was like, yeah, I went past your. He was like, I went past your house. It wasn't a house there. Oh, this nigga was confused. Like he thought I was running a criminal empire. I went to the house. There was no house there. It's
Man,
like you scan like on Easter Sunday. You scan your card 20 times.
yeah, oh, that's great. Damn. Yep, sure did.
Nigga, I had a tape to him with the palm of my hand. I'm like, oh, you don't got a car? I got you.
You know, it's crazy. Man, I know people that do that to this day, and it's never even like an issue or whatever. I don't understand why it's. Oh, because that was probably in your name though. The car was in your name.
The, the crazy part is, when I filled when I filled out the application for the card,
Yeah.
um, like they spelled my first name and last name wrong. It was like all type of crazy. Like it wasn't even like close to being right. So it took them a minute. Then you go by the address and there's no house there.
No house. Yeah, that's
Confused.
that's hilarious, man. Let me see. Angel said, "I've never been fired either. Definitely have cried over a dude. Wasted tears." Regina said, "Yes, I wasted way too many tears on men that didn't deserve them." Angel said, "Why not cry in front of her though? I don't get it. Why is that a bad thing?"
Because she just broke my goddamn
She
heart.
just,
That's why
yeah,
I'm crying.
she just said, "I don't want to be with you." Yeah, you don't give her no,
Hey, look,
no,
look. While she's just sitting
no.
there with a straight face, don't care why you
Yeah.
just crying.
Oh my god, like it's still. She probably was thinking like, "Oh my god, this nigga just get out of my face." Like, why is he? She probably felt the same way. Like, why is he crying in front of me? Like, go away and cry. Like, why is he crying here? You, it's one thing. I don't know. It's one thing if y'all got bad news, but y'all still together. I guess you know what I'm saying. But if you're like, this is the end of the relationship, and you're like, I was gonna try to imitate the cry, but I can't. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't. No, you just can't give her that satisfaction. So now she can go tell her friends like, oh, I broke up with him. And he started crying. He was snot bubbles and everything. Like, it was crazy. I knew he was soft. You
why,
know.
why, why don't you want me, man?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
them type of tears. Like,
The giant crocodile joints with the snot bubbles, man. Like, yeah, no, you don't give them that satisfaction, man. Uh,
and that look, and that go, Ebony, she had her show earlier talking about, men to be more soft or whatever. No, not in them circumstances. You
Not in
stay,
those circumstances, man.
you know what I'm saying? You stay, damn, I can't. It's
Yeah.
2022. I can't even say no words.
Well, you just don't, it's, so that was one of the questions that I asked Ebony J and Penny earlier was like, how far is too far? Like, you want to, your man, like in a relationship, I completely understand softening your stance or whatever, but like, how far is too far? You know what I'm saying? May just be breaking down all the time. Like, how far is too far?
I'll keep it all the way. The only time you're gonna see some tears if I'm watching Coco. You know what I'm saying? Mama Coco hit the screen at the end. I can't hold it in. It's just you know. But if girl break away, I'm not crying, man.
That don't mean, and look, so women have a thing like if a guy, I don't want to say women, I'm sure it might be men that feel the same way, but if you don't like show outwardly the expression, then that means that you're not feeling anything. So that you could be crushed completely, but you don't drop them fucking tears though. You don't do it. You could be like heartbreak happens to everybody and all that stuff, but like you don't do it though.
Yeah,
You don't do it,
you can keep it on the inside.
man, as much as possible. Regina said, "I think they're afraid to cry in front because it might actually make them feel like they're somewhere in the wrong." What? No, I think they're afraid to cry in front because it might actually make them feel like they're somewhere in the wrong. No, no,
Wrong.
no.
What?
Yeah, no. The women are wrong. Ebony J said, "I never got fired before. I know when to leave." Or I've been it's called quitting though. Like if I just don't show back up, that's quitting. That's not getting fired. You know what I'm saying? I left. So I agree with you. Sometimes it's just time to leave, man. You just leave and they call you and like, are you coming back? and you just don't answer. You just listen to the voicemail and delete it like it never even happened, and then you get a new job.
I remember I was working at a job and they accused me of like stealing $10 or some shit. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So they was like, well, we're gonna have we're gonna have an investigation or whatever. I'm like, I didn't come back after that because I'm like, y'all accused me of stealing, so now I can't even work.
Right, exactly. An investigation. Like, come on, man.
So so long story short, they sent me a letter in the mail talking about, they fired me through the mail. I never had to happen before.
Classic. Ritzy people. Hey, so that reminded me of this clip, man. The only clip that I got today for y'all, but this is how I'm not saying how I end relationships or whatever. This is probably what Byron wished that he did at the end of his relationship, and this is how I leave jobs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when jobs want to fire me or like, oh, well, we don't really know. We think about laying people off. This is what I do.
Handle rejection like Seinfeld.
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't think we should see each other anymore.
Oh, that's okay.
What?
No, it's fine. No problem. I'll meet somebody else.
Really?
Sure. See, things always even out for me. It's fine. Anyway, it's been really nice dating you for a while. And, good luck.
Yeah, you too.
You'll be coming around.
Hey, singing songs as I walk out the door.
They're coming around the mountain.
Coming around the mountain. Hey, sometimes
She'll be coming around the mountain.
Sometimes you gotta exit, man. That's how Ebony J leave jobs when she feeling they getting close. Sometimes you gotta leave, man. And look, and like I said, I'm not saying that all relationships should be that easy or whatever. But I don't know. After a while, that's how men handle it. Like men are used to getting shot down and stuff. So I don't want to be with you. I don't think we should see each other. Yeah, we'll give it a good old college try. Let's get out of here.
I don't know. Women think that like it really hurts us because we don't care. Like we're built to shoot our shot. You know what I'm saying? You gonna miss some. You gonna score.
Yeah,
It's what it is. And we know like it's kind of like baseball. We know you might shoot 4 times, only hit 1. Sometimes you might go through the cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's
pretty good. Yeah.
Luck of the draw. You never know.
That's funny. Let me see. Laura said, I agree. I'm not saying cry daily over stupid stuff, but withholding raw emotion and portraying the idea that you are not bothered is sometimes more damaging to the situation. No. So we're talking specific. If you broke up with me, what do you care? You broke up with me. Like I don't owe this extra, like I don't owe you anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't owe being open and honest. Like you dumped me. You know what I'm saying? Like the relationship is over. Like I don't owe you this, and I'm also not going to give you the satisfaction of getting the raw emotion from me. That's what I mean when I say that. So not withholding raw emotion while you're in a relationship and all of this stuff. I'm talking about when it's over.
Yeah, I mean, and like that. Me personally, my raw emotion may be to not give a fuck because I would feel like you don't give a fuck about me because you leaving me. So why should I give a fuck about you anymore? Like you don't give a fuck about me. So I'm just gonna. It is what I'm supposed to do. You don't want to be with me. Like, what do you want me to do? Oh, you want me to, kiss your feet? Say, oh no, don't please, no, baby, don't go. No, I mean, you don't want to. Like, I would want to be with you. You don't want to be with me. Damn, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, like what? I can't. We want to force you to be with me? Like what can I do in that situation? Like, it's literally nothing I can do. So why would I stay around to subject myself to? Man, did you hear about Byron? Man, he was crying and I she recorded him too. Like, he was pleading with her or whatever. Like, why even subject yourself to it? You know what I'm saying? Angel said, I guess I can't imagine filtering my feelings. Yeah, because you're a woman. You're a woman. And I'm not saying that in no sexist way, but like men, we've talked about it a million times about how men have to filter our feelings and emotions because of society or the way it was raised or all these different factors or whatever. So that would be no different.
You
Women
talk,
are allowed and taught to express themselves. So if you're hurt or sad, be hurt or sad. Like we're
yeah,
not built the same way.
like you taught, you're taught at a very young age. I fall down and scrape my knee. That really hurts, right?
Yeah.
But you learn, no, walk it off, get up.
Yeah.
Like every time, walk it off, get up. So to the point now, like last week on the show, I broke my finger. I was like, man, this hurt. I walked off, it was bleeding. Then I went back to lifting, and I just broke my finger.
It's crazy. I don't know if Ebony's still in here, but man, I was playing football one time on just a street, just ran like on the street, and I completely busted my head up and like bleeding everywhere. I'm walking like it's just a normal Saturday, you know what I'm saying? I walk in the house, I'm like, I think I'm bleeding. I think my head is pouring. Like I'm covered in blood. And my mom and my sister sitting on the couch. I'm like, I think so, I'm calm. As soon as they see the blood, they jump up because I'm covered in blood. Like, yeah, but the whole time I've been taught to relax. Don't like what are you so like it's all right. It's just a little blood. It's just a little cut. You fine.
Yeah.
They flipped off, but I'm covered in blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, so of course, Angel, you can't imagine filtering your feelings because and like I said, and based off the way that you were raised, like you were granted, you were allowed to feel your feels, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm older and I'm trying to change and be better about feeling my feelings and expressing myself and stuff, but it's not perfect by far. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a hell of a journey to still go to be, to what I would consider a better spot, overall. But just in general, though, no, I filter a lot of stuff because if we said the stuff that we was thinking about saying all the time, like it would be crazy. It would be absolutely crazy. I'm so serious. Like it would be crazy. And I know it's all women in here, and I love it. But I wish D Hawk could pop up just to agree with us. Like if we said what we was thinking all the time, it would be insane. Like for real.
Look, all right, let's say we go to the cigar bars, all guys. We just talking shit. We saying whatever we want to say, right? When you get home to your girl, you can't you can't do that. It's not the same. The things that you say get taken wrongly. Whereas if I said it to you, that's fucked up, but that's funny, and you move on with the day. Like we don't even think about it.
I'm not saying that it's cool, but that's just the reality that we live in as men. I would say that's I'm only speaking on our behalf because I am not a woman, so I don't know how the situation look on the other side. But I'm just telling you what goes through like our path, our journey. And there's plenty of guys, that was raised differently that wasn't raised on football and sports, and that was raised. And I'm not saying like if you did ballet as a guy and you soft or anything like that, but just raised completely differently is what I'm saying. So where they were like, it's okay to, you fall down or switch the ankle, it's okay. You know how many twisted ankles I've had? And then they're like, get out there. Like, what are you going to stand on the sideline? Get out. What are you talking about? I mean, I went to the sports medicine doctor once and she like checking my ankle. She's like, why's your ankle so loose? Like, I'm like, I rode it a couple of times. She's like, it's completely loose, like it's not like separate, like broken but like so I've never like it's so damaged to the point like it's healed, but it's damaged like over time. Like ankles aren't supposed to move like this, and it was like high school or something. Like well, I don't, I'm just used to it. Like I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like astounded. Like ankles are not supposed to be able to move this loose. Like, there should be some kind of tension on it. I'm like I don't know what you want me to say. Like I rolled my ankle 1,000 times and then went and played on it. I never sat out. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just a difference is all I mean. That's all I mean. Let me see. Regina said, "Okay, I wasn't meaning with the girl breaking up and the man crying. I mean, if the man dumps her, he might start to feel guilty when he sees all her tears. Yes, but you know that's not guilt for like us saying that we're wrong for breaking up with you. That's just women guilt tripping the guy because she might not want to break up. You know what I'm saying? That's just like I got to think of a nice way to say this, man. But it's a guilt trip of sorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if I break down, because nobody want to see women crying. You see a dude crying, you're like, man, that's weird. You see a woman crying, you're like, damn, what happened? Like, what? You know, are you okay? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, so nobody wants to see a woman cry. So and there are women that think like this, like, oh, if I start crying, you know, then he won't break up with me. You know what I'm saying? Or it'll buy me some time or whatever the case is. Like, we can stay together a little bit longer, or you know, maybe I can fix it or whatever. But it all starts with like him feeling guilty. Like, I mean, we don't have to, you know, it's just to get the guy to like, I mean, we don't have to break up, but you know, maybe we should, you know, we can try it again or whatever. We could just, you know, maybe we can figure it out. Like, but in his heart of hearts, he wanted like, no, this is not working out, and we should break up.
Right. So we sit there. You gotta stay firm in your decision. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care
So
if
it's
you're
not the
crying or not.
guy. Yeah, it's not the guy feeling guilty. It's the woman guilt tripping the guy. And I know it works both ways. I get it sometimes, but the majority of it, I'm not even gonna say that because sometimes women be honestly hurt, and I respect that. But there are women who do it for the guilt trip, though. They go for the guilt trip.
Hey, look.
I'm sorry.
Look.
I'm sorry.
I broke I broke up with one of my girlfriends one time, and the following week she'll call me up. Hey, I want you to come through. Right. So then, it wouldn't be no, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I just come through and leave. And she thought she was trying to make me feel bad.
Yeah, maybe come back. And
Right. You ain't made me feel bad at all.
but how many guys could she do that to and it would work though? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Or he would be like, well, damn, well, the sex was good, so maybe I will get us another try or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but that shouldn't be that way. So even Ebony J saying right here, she said, depends on the breakup. If the issue is lack of emotion, crying might help. If the issue is lack of emotion and then I give you a big burst of emotion one time, that's not going to help. Like it'll pacify you for the moment. It'll satisfy the issue for the moment, but just I can't give enough examples, man. I had so many examples in my lifetime.
She might feel like she gotta break up with me just to get me to cry. It'd be an ongoing cycle.
I remember I was talking to this girl and she was like, "Oh, you never showed any emotion." She was angry, emotional. Like, "Oh, you never showed any emotion." I think I was cooking or something. I'm like, ouch or something. She's like, what happened? You all right? I'm like, yeah, I just burned myself while I was cooking. She's like, that's what I mean. Like, you didn't even react. I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Like, what am I supposed to? Like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm bred to not feel pain. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm sorry, but like, what do you want me to do?
And what you say is like, go back to what you're doing.
Yeah. You want me to go get an eighth bandage? You know what I'm saying? Get the burn cream? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way that we're built. You know what I'm saying?
Look.
And just give me that outpouring of emotion one time is not going to fix the relationship. Let's put a Band-Aid on it.
Look, the last time I tore my Achilles, I got up. I know I tore. I just got up, walked to the sideline, sat down, watched the rest of the game like nothing happened. Like nothing happened.
Man, I was watching my cousin play flag football, man. My cousin wide receiver, man, and he probably got the best route running beside like Chad Johnson I've ever seen in my life. But he cut this dude up so bad, dude fell. And like nobody even checked on this dude. Like he immediately exited. Nobody checked on him. And then like at the end of the game, we just see him like limping to the car. And I was just thinking now, like well, not then, of course, but I'm thinking like nobody even checked on this dude. Like he didn't say ouch. He didn't say, hey, I might need an ambulance. Like he just limped his way to the car. Like you just don't feel pain. I just don't feel. And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it's just a fact of life. Like it's definitely not a good thing, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, that that childhood upbringing is why some men are how they are today. Just it's hard, like just you know people that go to prison, they just turn into hardened criminals. Like that's they just that.
All because they can't show emotion like since they was two. It's just crazy. Let me see. Chanel said, maybe it's me, but if a man cry in front of me, I'm laughing. Nigga, ain't no way. He should have went in the other room or something. Look, and she's not alone. How many times has Erica said the same thing on this show? Like
Right.
she said the same exact thing. So this is not, we got a lot of women that feel differently than Chanel and Erica based off the comments. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a sample. Like both sides is a sample size. So there are plenty of women that feel the same way that Chanel and Erica do, and plenty of women that feel the way Regina and Angel. Like clearly, you know what I'm saying. But they're not outliers. Like clearly, it's a bunch of women that feel the same way out in the world. Like don't cry in front of me. Like what is this? And they feel the same exact way. So don't give them that. Get out of there. Laura said, a lot of these comments are referencing men showing emotion with crying in general. We're not just during the breakup. So if you are saying that it's not good for men to cry during breakups, are they not permitted to do so any other time either? No, I'm a proponent that there's nothing wrong with crying ever in general, ever.
That's why you got to tune in on time because we talked about this already.
Yeah, look, I'm completely for that. There's nothing wrong with crying as a kid, as a teenager, as a grown man. There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with getting that emotion out. Nothing at all. Like I'm pro crying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if that's what it's if that's what you need. But when it comes to certain things, I'm not a proponent of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's something that can be used you already hurt because of a breakup. Now they can use that crying, and some women might not. You know what I'm saying? But some women do. Like some women would use that as fuel to send to their friends to make you into a story for the rest of their lives. Now they get a podcast, and they're like, man, I talked to this one dude. You know, it's the same thing that we're doing, but like they have that though. You know what I'm saying? Like they have that. And I'm a proponent of not giving people more ammo on you than they need. They already broke your heart. Like they don't need to know that you were crying before you couldn't even make it to the car.
All right, you may or may not be mad about the breakup. Like you may be hurt. You know what I'm saying? You may be like stick to your stomach, but you gonna be crying. No,
get out of there. Just get out, man. Angel to Chanel. I wonder what on earth made you feel this way. Was it something from your childhood? Have you ever seen your father cry? So she answers that. Ebony J said, I'm with. I'm interested in that answer as well. Now, Ebony J said, I'm with y'all. If we done, we're done. If we done, get out of there. It's no need. It's no need. Chanel said, it seems desperate, like he feels like he has no more options or something. Yes. What? Yes. What? Because ultimately, if women are being honest, you don't want the guy that nobody else wants. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Like and I'm not saying you want the guy that everybody wants, but just the guy that nobody wants.
Like when y'all go on a date, do y'all look around and see if any other women in the restaurant is looking at them? I'm sure you do.
That's a good question, ladies. When you go out with your man, do you ever pay attention to see if other women are checking out your man? I don't even have to assume or project. I can just ask y'all. When you go out with your ladies, when you go out with your man, do you ever check the scene to see is anybody else checking out your man? I'm curious. Angel said to Chanel, okay, I can't relate, I guess. I imagine the tears may come from love or investment in a person, not desperation, but every relationship is different. That's true. That's true. But I can't foresee a relationship where the guy crying helps at the end, where it helps. I'm just talking about the end. During a relationship, of course, you should pour your all into it, whatever that means for each individual relationship. But at the end, though, at the end, what are you pouring into? You just pouring, like, nigga, you cried the lead up. You know what I'm saying? You don't cry at the end. Like, what are you watering? The relationship's over. Those tears mean nothing. Just hitting the ground, concrete, nothing.
Right.
Angel said, go ahead, my bad, go ahead.
No, but I'm saying if you live in a life of abundance, it's like you know that, hey, it's another one. It's it's another opportunity to make some money. It's another opportunity to connect with somebody. It's another opportunity to meet something again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm not saying that you, once again, we're not saying that you won't be hurt by it,
Right.
but it serves no purpose to get that type of reaction. That's like if you get fired from a job and you're like, oh my God, no, you can't fire me. I need this job. Like what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? That those tears aren't doing anything. It's not like they're like, okay, you're right. We can't fire you. We didn't know you were a crier. Like, come on back in and come to your cubicle. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about, don't forget, you guys, the topic we're talking about is rejection, right? So being rejected from a job or rejected from a relationship. So we should be able to put these same arguments in different categories, and it should still make sense, hopefully, for the most part. You know, you might have some rough edges, but it should make sense for the most part. Crying at the end, crying after they say that you fired, like, go pack up your desk, there is no purpose for that. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing to be gained from crying in front of the boss who just fired you.
Right. Like we said, with rejection, you know, you have to build up a tolerance for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because rejection can leave it can leave you feeling hurt for a long time. You know, just thinking about
Absolutely.
that. You just keep thinking about the time where a Cleveland business ain't want to donate to your 5K. Like, damn, I
All
don't
the time.
like they got good food, but I don't want to go there just because they didn't want to
Of
donate.
course.
Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Or, oh, look, I don't even want to go to try to talk to another girl at a bar because this one that I was really eyeing said, look at me, then look at you.
Right. So that means I should never talk to any girl ever. Like,
Right.
just break down in front of everybody. Nigga, I can't. I would talk to you, woman, but I can't because she said she didn't want me, man. I
Right.
cried in front of everybody.
So you learn to, learn how to deal with those situations, and even in relationships, like, I didn't had quite a few relationships in my day. And I learned how to get over them. You know
So,
what I'm saying?
Angel,
Did it hurt? Hey, look, did it hurt every time? Yeah, some more than others.
every time. Yeah,
But
of
it's like,
course. Of course.
but I always came around that moment every time.
So, Angel bring up a good point. Potentially, she said, I feel like you guys may be damaged from women making you feel like you can't express yourself. Makes me sad. Not everyone is that way. That's in, and I think you're still talking about, and I know I'm behind in the comments. I think you're talking about in a relationship, and I don't want to put words in Chanel's mouth. She might be talking about
You're just talking
Uh,
about the
at the
expression.
end of a
Right.
relationship, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But during the relationship, I'm all for crying and shedding tears. I'm all for it. We're just talking about at the end, like we're talking about rejection, like that. It's over, so no more crying.
Yeah. At the
That's all
end,
I'm saying. At the
like at
end,
like, and the thing is, like, women don't make us like that. You know, growing up and having uh, you know, for the people who was lucky enough to have a father or you know, a male role model around. Like, I never met a guy that didn't say shake it off early. So you
walk it
learn
off, rub some dirt on it,
like you
all of it.
good. Like,
Literally, you good.
so you become conditioned, and nigga, that's a great thing. Cause just imagine if I was never told that. I'd just be out here just crying looking soft. Cause every little thing make me just I just can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want to commit. We broke up. I'm gonna commit. I lost my job. I'm gonna jump off the top of these top of the motherfucking building. I lost my job. I'm gonna come shoot this motherfucker up. Like, no, like, I'm gonna go get another job. Like, I am going to I'm going to go shoot my shot over and over again. Like, real shit. Like, that shit condition like
Uh,
it's kind of like childhood trauma. It's like, damn, I ain't supposed to cry. Like, my knee fucked up. I ain't supposed to drop some tears. Like, I feel like you making me feel bad about getting hurt, and I can't even drop no tears. But no, nigga, when you get older, you condition like, yeah, nah, life goes on. You move on. Shit, no matter what happens.
and then so let me run through this, man. I want to catch up, but I want to ask you something about that too, because I feel. Let me run through this real quick. Um, Laura said, "Well, someone has to give the dogs a bath." Sorry, I wasn't tuned in on time. Byron, she said, I feel like what I'm taking away from this discussion is try to is what I'm taking away from this discussion is to try and contact my emotions and don't give a fuck. No, I don't. I don't know why you're getting that from this conversation. I don't understand why you get that. Chanel said, I like to add that if a man broke up with me, I'm not crying in front of him either. It's just different.
Oh,
Angel
hey,
said, go ahead, go ahead,
no, I was gonna
go
say,
ahead.
but back to what Laura says, not it's like you do give a fuck, right? You do give a fuck, but you don't
Express it
like
to the person who already hurt you.
like you don't express it to them. But but just because I don't cry don't mean
It doesn't, yes.
it don't hurt. But at the same time, it's like I'm not about to give you that satisfaction anyway. But I wasn't gonna cry anyway, regardless. But it's
I'm
like,
definitely not going to cry in front of you. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that we're robots. It doesn't mean that men don't have feelings and all of that stuff, of course. Angel said, so Laura, I feel like I get what you're saying. You just want the walls down and communication to flow and not be held in. That's in a
yeah,
relationship. At
yeah,
the
during a
end of a
relationship.
relationship, there is nothing. There is nothing there. Like
Is
you
that
just get up and walk out of the coffee shop singing.
is that what
And
we
that's
got?
it.
Like, what more? Like, you felt like we couldn't talk anymore, and so the talking is done. I
What are
feel
we
like I'm
talking
just
about? Yeah, like what are we talking about then?
like, your
If
mind
you
was
get to the
made
point
up.
where you feel like, yeah, you feel like we can't talk, then let's not talk then.
Yeah,
And then
but
look,
in a
if down,
relationship, huh?
yeah, and then down the line, if we choose to come back and do it again, cool. You know that happens from time to time. But will it be more difficult that if you as a woman broke up with a dude and then he broke down crying to you, and then later on y'all choose to get back together, or y'all was going to try to work it out, but all you can think about is this nigga crying. Now, for some of y'all women, that wouldn't be an issue, as y'all are saying, but for other women, that might be an issue. Like I can't get back in a relationship. I like you, I love you, whatever the case is, but I can't get back in a relationship with you because I just watched you cry for 2 hours or whatever. Like when we broke up with her, I can't get that image out of my head, and it like so we can't be together.
Yeah, like, just me personally, it's like, yeah, you don't want to be with me. Like, wow, that's what I be like. Wow, okay. Like what I'm supposed to do about you not wanting to be with me? Like that's crazy. I don't know what can I do? I ain't about to cry.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
one
no,
thing. Will I be salty? Yeah. Will I be mad? Yeah. Will I be I don't know other emotions? Yeah. But like am I so fucked up about that to the point where I gotta cry? That's not. Nah. Look. I cry watching fucking Coco. Sad. Fuck.
we keep talking about this fucking cartoon. And I'm not even saying, and I've cried from relationships, of course. I just wasn't in front of the person. That's all. At the end of it, in the relationship, it's a completely different story. But that's not even what we're talking about. I'm not. I don't know. I don't remember where Ebony J stood before, but she on our side now. She said, "I don't care nothing about who wants him or not. If we're done, we're done. Cry to yourself. Yes. Go away and cry. Yes." Laura said exactly. Like apparently crying is very frowned upon. I can only imagine what guys think of me because I legit cry over the dog on a commercial looking lonely. But it's not awkward. It's not weird for women to be emotional and to be crying and stuff. But if
Right.
you had a dude that was crying all the time, you might, and maybe you would, I don't know, but you might not feel the same way. Like you might not feel, the way that you think you would feel. So that's what I say.
That's why I keep going back to like how most men are raised. Like you raised to something bad happened to you to keep it pushing, right? But there are acceptable times to cry. So you at a funeral, that's acceptable. Like you know what I'm saying? It may or may not be acceptable to cry when you
Dude,
got with somebody. You know?
you just brought up a great point.
Like look,
My girl.
wait.
Go ahead.
Like I remember your mom told a story about how somebody that she know uh got broken up with, and they were crying about it in front of her, and she just
And
couldn't
she was
believe
weird.
it.
Yeah. And she was like, I didn't know what to do. I turned on music. And that's a grown woman. Like, that's a grown woman saying, it was a guy crying in my car. I didn't know what to do. So I put on rap. Like, I didn't know what else to do. I put on rap music. That's a true story. And that's a grown woman. Now look. Now I said on Ebony's show, my mother is probably one of the hardest niggas out, and I do mean that. Like my mother is one of the hardest women ever. You know what I'm saying? But even when a dude break down, he's like, I don't know what to do. What should I do? I don't know what to. Hey, you want to listen to some Jay-Z? Like what you want to? Like what do you want to? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to put on some music? Like, I don't know what to do. And that's a grown woman with more experience than anybody that's in this room right now. Yet she didn't even know what to do. I'm skipping a few, but just to Angel said, Byron, what you just said is a motivational self-help book. You better write that down and publish it.
I don't even know what I said.
We'll have to rewind it. Virginia said, I used to look and see if people checked out my man when I dated cheaters. I guess I'm secure with where I'm at now, and I don't care if those women look. He's not wanting any of that. I agree, Regina. I agree. Even Angel agreed. Angel said to Regina, I agree that you tend to check the room when you mess with disloyal people.
What does that have to do?
Regina to Angel constantly, it isn't worth it. Angel said, leveled up. Craziness. Chanel said Coco is a great movie. Angel says, so when someone says they don't want to be with you, it sounds like y'all can't consider it. It sounds like y'all just consider it done. Maybe I'm crazy to think it might be a conversation worthy to change the feelings and situation. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yes, you are right. if somebody says, I don't want to be with you, that means they don't want to be with you. If they didn't mean I don't want to be with you, why would they say I don't want to be with you? If you say no, then your answer is no. It's not no with the conditions of this. If you didn't mean no, then you say something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like why would we read between the lines when you can just say what you mean? Women are allowed and all this stuff to feel how they want to feel, and which means you have the ability to say what it is that you want to say. So you should say what you mean, say what you feel. And if you feel like you don't want to be with me, then she'll be coming around the mountain. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you said that, and if you didn't mean it, then why would you just say it? You should have said something else.
Yep.
Should have said something else. I don't know. Like, why would it be? No, you had a conversation before that. Before you get to that point, when you get to the point where somebody like, I don't want you. Well, let's talk about that, man. Like, let's find out why. Why am I spending that time doing that instead of using that time to heal or to find somebody else or whatever the case is? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for self-reflection and finding out what you did right, what you did wrong, and using that in your next relationship, all that stuff. But that doesn't have anything to do with the relationship that you just left.
Right.
Especially when you the one that got kicked out. It's not like you broke up with her, but you cried. Like, that would be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you say whatever you say is what we're taking it as. We're not reading between the lines. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to wonder, she said this, but maybe she really mean this. Or she said this, but her tone was this, so I think she means this.
No, she said no. She ain't
You
trying
said yes. Should we play the clip again? Do I have to play Seinfeld? She said.
I never, like, when I've been broken up with, I never said, we make this right. Like, they never said, oh, yeah, we can get back. Never. It was over. They decided it was over. It was over. What am I supposed to do?
What am I going? I'm not gonna, rape would be a bad term, but like, what am I going to force you to be with me? Like, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to do that. Like, I can't force you to be with me. So it is what you said it is, and you said you don't want to be with me. Regina said, "E, what's the eye roll? You must have more to say about checking the room for women." I mean, I understand people will naturally look at people around the room. It doesn't mean that they want them. Hey, I agree with you. I agree. I agree. You said that, I agree with you.
Look,
That's all I know.
Just because people looking at me don't mean that I'm going to return a favor, like, and want to cheat.
Yeah, I look. I stand corrected then because I didn't know. That's why I asked the question, Regina. I would have figured that women would want to be with men who are attractive. You know, saying not only to them, but just like an attractive person, whether it's the aura that they have about them, whether it's their personality, the way they look, or whatever the case is. So you would look and like, oh, I see the girl over by the bar checking you out, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would think that women would be looking around for that, whether the guy is faithful or not. You know what I'm saying? But I was wrong. Apparently, that's why I agree with you. I didn't know I was asking the question. I was wrong. The eye rolls because I was wrong. Angel said, not about reading between the lines. Just say, sometimes you feel in a lot of ways and you need to talk about things. Perhaps I'm thinking about the pre-breakup.
We're talking about the breakup.
Perhaps I'm thinking about the pre-breakup. Yes. You probably are thinking about the pre-breakup. But the thing about the pre-breakup is you should probably like keep that to yourself. Because once you break up, then it becomes the breakup. It's no longer pre-breakup. It's the breakup, and then we're talking about two totally different things. The pre-breakup is the pre-breakup for sure. For sure, I'm with you. I agree. If you're talking about the pre-breakup, but yeah, and that's what you do. You talk about stuff before you get to the actual breakup. You exhaust, especially in a relationship that you care about. You exhaust all resources before you get to that point. But then once you start stepping outside, like once you start, like I'm in this relationship, I got a foot out the door. Like then, like what are we talking about then? But once it become a breakup, then it's a breakup. Chanel says she like ugly men. It's true. All right, man. You got closing statements?
Hey, look, make sure your mental is good, because we doing a lot of stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? That can really fuck you up. But don't let a breakup or losing your job or not getting a job or not getting the man / woman / him, her, she, he, whatever you identify with. Don't let that distract you from living your purpose and and being the best possible person you can be. That's all I got to say.
I like that, man. My closing statement is just remember that you were in control, you know what I'm saying, of how you feel about yourself. You're in control of the things that you say, the things that you do. You are aware of your worth in every aspect, whether it comes to relationships, whether it comes to jobs, whether it comes to getting fired, like leaving a job or leaving a relationship. You know your worth. So stand on that. Above all else, stand on what you know. You know what I'm saying? You know that you're a good person, and you'll find the person that you want to be with that wants to be with a good person. You're a hard worker. Stand on the fact that you can find another job that appreciate hard workers. Stand on it. You got all the tools to yourself, inside of you. So use them. You know what I'm saying? Stand on it. That being said, man, we appreciate you guys coming out. Regina said thanks. It's been fun. Be safe. Yeah, man, you guys be safe and don't be mad at us and all that good stuff. It was a good discussion. I thought I was going to talk more about jobs, but relationship stuff is always good as well.
People want to talk about work anyway.
People want to talk about work. Yeah, I get it. You guys be safe. Have a good week. Holiday weekend next Sunday, so we may or may not have a show, but we'll put the things out if we do or if we cancel or whatever. If not, if you don't see anything, then come back next Sunday and enjoy some time with us. We appreciate y'all. If y'all got any topics that y'all want to see covered, anything that y'all want to add to this, by far, just send us a message, reach out to us. We'd be glad to talk about it. We'd be glad to incorporate it, man. We like having these discussions. We like learning stuff. I like being proven wrong, believe it or not. I like getting a different understanding. So we can only do that with y'all. So I appreciate it. Ebony J, you did great today on your show. Tell Penny we want some. I want some cards with our logo on it. I don't ever write it down, but I just want it because it's nice. With that being said, man, they got cards like questions or whatever, comments or whatever they want to make on there. Yeah, card. You should watch the show.
Yeah. Look, I watched a little bit of the the return episode. I was thinking I was gone somewhere.
Mhm.
I was somewhere, but yeah, I need to watch them.
Anyway, they got cards. Salute to the city as always. Y'all be safe, and we will be talking to y'all next week, hopefully.
And
Phone broke up, but he said, "Remember that on y'all."
remember to own your own. I say it again.
We out of here. Be safe. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Handle rejection like Seinfeld.
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't think we should see each other anymore.
Oh, that's okay.
What?
No, it's fine. No problem. I'll meet somebody else.
Really?
Sure. See, things always even out for me. It's fine. Anyway, it's been really nice dating you for a while. And, good luck.
Yeah, you too.
She'll be coming round the